Hey everyone, it's me, Joseph. Today's video is not going to be a cooking video. I am going to discuss something that has had an impact on my life and is worth sharing with you all, I believe. And I'm going to be talking about the impact having a timetable has had on my life. Now, what has led me to even talk about this in the first place, and honestly, why should you even care about, having a timetable? Now, chances are, if you went to school, which is about probably 95% of the human population, you would have had a timetable, and you would have actually gotten used to that timetable. And now, obviously, like most people, if not every single person going to school, I was one of those kids. And yeah, so I got used to having a timetable, and then I left school. And it was kind of scary because, you get used to all these habits, going through all these subjects at these certain times, and, having recess and lunch at set times. And then essentially, that just all stops, and you kind of have to start fresh, and it feels awkward because you've been used to something for so long, and now things are changing. Like, oh my god, I'm an adult now. But yeah, stuff happens basically, and you leave school and it's scary. So for a while I was kind of unsure about what I was doing. I wasn't really going anywhere. I was just doing random things at set random times, and it was a bit of an awkward phase in my life. I did have just in my memory, I did have certain things I'd do at certain times, like wake up, brush your teeth, just other things as well like that gets set in your memory. But after you do all that, like have breakfast and stuff, maybe go to the gym in the morning, you get kind of lost and you don't know what to do, so you end up wasting a lot of time pretty much. So yes, it's really awkward. It's just a really yucky feeling, I want to say. Now, despite all of this, I actually really just recently started actually going for a timetable. And the reason for that is because of self-improvement, and because of Hamza. Yet again, I am mentioning Hamza. And yeah, I'm super grateful to him. This is another implementation I've put into my life that has just really, really helped me, and it's just really made me overall more productive just with what I do and just with my time. So it has been a super duper boost in my life and with what I do, so I'm super grateful for that. So I'm going to now list some advantages I find for me of setting a timetable. So the first advantage is that you manage your time better because everything is set out for you. So because everything is set out and you know exactly what you need to do at a set time, I just find it really, really good, because I don't have to wake up in the morning and be confused about what's going on in my life. I'm not unsure. I just know straight away, okay, I wake up and I'm gonna walk the dog in the morning, and then after that I'm gonna record YouTube videos and get other work I'm doing finished, do other practices, do typing club. I'll talk about that in a future video. Actually, I've got plans for that, but yeah, just do all these tasks. So that's just really nice to have. You're gonna find as well that with a timetable, you're not gonna procrastinate nearly as much, because you're thinking about what you want to do, and then that leads to you just mindlessly thinking for say 5 or 10 minutes about just essentially what you're gonna do. You know what you need to do, so you don't need to procrastinate about it anymore, and that leads to time saved again. And in addition to that, it creates habits because you're doing the same thing over and over again at a set time of day. So eventually it will just become so easy that it will become, I'd say the best way to describe it is it becomes automatic. You automatically know what you're going to do, and so you don't even have to think about it. You don't have to procrastinate about what you're going to do. You just do it. It's just that simple. It's that easy, and that is another really amazing benefit of having a timetable, in my opinion. Now, there are a couple of challenges that come with setting a timetable as well. One of them being that you have to be realistic with the stuff you're setting. And what I mean by this is so let's say that in the morning I want to get work done, and let's say after every hour I decide to have a little 15-minute break or whatever, or I decide to have a break where I just do nonsense like look at my phone or just do stuff that isn't productive and is just wasting time. Don't do that. Don't be lazy with your timetable setting. You really, and I need to emphasize this point, you need to make this timetable, I'm not saying go crazy ballistic with productivity, but try to make it so you are being really productive with it. Don't put in lazy breaks. Like, don't say, okay, after I do this task for an hour, I'm just gonna look at my phone or play video games for a little bit, because you'll just end up not wanting to stick to the timetable, and you will be surprised how much work you can get done. I'm not joking when I say this. I have managed to go like for 5 hours of just working and working, whether it's YouTube or other learning things I'm doing, just because I've set that on my timetable and I know what I'm doing. So you might think that you have to have a break, but just give it a go, right? Because there is no harm with giving this a go, is it? It's not like you're gonna, anything bad's gonna happen, right? If you don't have a break every 20 minutes. So just go for it. Literally just commit into it and commit to the timetable. Don't be lazy with it and think that you need to have breaks all the time. I'm not saying don't have breaks. Have breaks, but be realistic with your break times. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place a version of my timetable on the screen, and this is basically just for you for some inspiration. This timetable works for me, but keep in mind every timetable is going to be different. For example, I don't go to school, so school is a giant factor. It will take up like 6 hours of your time, so obviously you're not going to fit every single thing, and every single routine is going to be different. There are going to be some things that you just can't control in life, and that's okay. But the key is, if you implement some things into your life, even just a small portion, it's probably way better, right? It's going to make you way more productive than what you currently are now, and that's super important. So you need to make sure that when you're setting your timetable, like I've said before, you need to be consistent with it, but also you do need to be realistic as well. You need to be realistic with what you can manage. If you are managing too many tasks, if you are going overload, your brain is just gonna fry, and it's just gonna be too much. So that's another important point as well. Make sure when you're setting your timetable, you don't task overload. I know I said the importance of not doing breaks every time, but don't make your timetable like, okay, I've got to work out for 3 hours in the morning, so I'm waking up at like 4 or 3 o'clock or something in the morning, and then I've got to go to school, and then I've got to do my study, and then I've got to go to martial arts or something. Like, that's just bonkers ballistic. Like, you need to set other tasks as well. And as you'll see in my timetable, I've managed out my tasks so that I'm feeling good. I'm not feeling overwhelmed. And another thing as well, I also have another timetable. So I've got timetable on when I'm working, and I have timetable on my days off. So I have 2 timetables, and that just makes it easier for me. So that could be something you could do as well if you've got multiple things going on in your life. 2 timetables might be the way to go. So that about wraps up this video. This is a fairly short one, but I just wanted to share the impact of what a timetable has had with me, and why I believe that you too should get your own timetable. It's not hard to do. It's super easy. It is very convenient having a timetable, and you will find that you will be a hell of a lot more productive if you do actually have a timetable. So just go for it, just commit to the timetable. There's nothing wrong with it. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Thank you for watching this fairly short video, and tomorrow I have another one of these kinds of videos, and I think that video, it's going to be about, spoilers, typing club. I think it's something that's definitely worth watching because it is something that has been very valuable to me. Thank you for watching if you did, and yeah, see you later.